let's talk about that, right? Like, what is that? Like, what is the vision inside? Like, it sounds so opposite, and sounds like it's not meant to be, words used in the same sentence. And that's a very, very clear and concise depiction of my life. It's just a culmination of things that just aren't meant to be together. And what's amazing is that what doesn't make sense to you right now is cultivating and nurturing miracles in my life. And what I've found is that the less questions I ask, the more I understand. I wanted to sit here and just share journeys of my life, right? Of past and of the current. I've been drawn and led here to this point in my life on July 9th, 2025, sitting in my patio, talking into a microphone, right? With no one around me, just a laptop and a headset and a phone, and really just compelled to share parts of my life and some knowledge and wisdom that in hopes, to just reach one person who might see some kind of similarity and choose to sit back and listen and make some major changes in their life too. So if that person is you, yeah, like this podcast has come across your phone, or somebody passed it along to you and said, hey, like this is the one, like you should really listen to this one. I highly encourage you, just sit back and take a journey with me. I'm born and raised on the island of Kauai, and grew up with humble beginnings. Yeah, and a lot of us do back home. I had the kind of family where my mom stood in line at the surplus. Yeah, they give you this brown paper bag with the funky block of cheese and the mystery cereal, and even worse, the mystery meat in the can. Yeah, and my mom, she would make it happen. Yeah, with those, she would just make it happen for us. I'm the youngest of six. We grew up with cold showers outside. A dad who drank a lot, and a mom who was a stay-at-home mom raising all of us. Coupled with the car that we never really knew if it would start. In the morning, and we just never knew what was going to happen next. And somehow my mom, both my parents, they always made it happen. And, growing up that way, like, it was perfectly normal to me. It just was. Looking back, yeah, hindsight is always 2020. Looking back, we were poor. We were very, very poor. I don't understand, and I'm not meant to understand how my dad just made ends meet and my mom made it happen at home. And today, I'm so very grateful for being brought up that way. Uh, it makes me so much more appreciative of what I have and what I don't have too. We don't have a lot here as well, but what we do have is we have a lot of love in our home, and we have so much to give. And that's kind of the purpose and the calling that I have too, right? There's so much to give, and I've been drawn and I've been led here to just give all of me, just to find that one person, right? That one person who is looking for the way out, who needs some kind of hope and belief to just take one more breath, yeah, to live one more day. And so I'm here to take you on a journey, right? Like, there's so many journeys of my life, and there might be words that I say that might not agree with you, and that's okay, right? I encourage you to look past the word, or to replace the word with something that makes more sense to you. So I'm not gonna apologize. I share this and my journey of my life unapologetic, and I just invite you to come down this journey with me, and let's just live life, yeah, one day at a time. So the humble beginnings growing up, yeah, and I found myself One day, I had a best friend in high school who committed suicide. So I will say, you guys, that I am by no means a therapist, clinician, a psychiatrist. I have no degrees to tell you what is or isn't. I will share with you though that I don't have abandonment issues because my parents left me behind or nobody thought about me or nobody picked me on the dodgeball team or any of that. Yeah, I have abandonment issues because I have a best friend who committed suicide in high school, and I don't know why. I still don't know why. Yeah, it's been many, many, many years since that happened, and the only closure that I have within my soul is what has been gifted to me, which is the gift of forgiveness. Um, so yeah, I experienced that in my life, and I had no idea that changed my whole perception and outlook upon life. I from that day stemmed many, many core beliefs that if I let you get close to me, you were gonna leave me anyway. So by this time, uh, it was just about getting into college, and really started going down essentially the same road that Laura walked. Yeah, and I had no idea that I had no idea that that's exactly what she was doing. I had followed directly in her footsteps down the road of alcoholism and drug addiction. And you know what? Like I'm not my story isn't unique, right? I am but one statistic of thousands and thousands and thousands of statistics of people uh, who come from the same life that I did, grew up doing the same things that I did, went to the same high school that I did, and ultimately choosing a path of darkness and dark people and dark things and a life of risk. What I had done was I was fast tracking my life, right? To what I had ended up inviting death, right? I invited death to just come and take me. And I remember spending those few years in college, and I didn't want to go to college. You guys, like, who goes to college? Why would you even want to do that? I wanted to drink and get loaded and surf and be a mooch, and I that just never ended up working out. College never ended up working out. Some of the best partying years happened in college, and so did the destruction of my life. Also happened in college. I have no idea how I graduated with a culinary arts degree. Am I using that degree today? Nope, not for 1 second. I might use that to cook up a nice meal in my home. But as far as career wise, no, I'm not using any of that. So I fast tracked my life into uh, addiction and alcoholism and ultimately just destroying every single relationship. I blew up bridges with no point of return and no intention of returning either. And so I find myself, uh, sitting, right? Sitting in this place of just a dark soul with a dark heart with no place to go. So if you're sitting there and you're asking yourself those really, really tough and deep questions like, why am I here? Why am I here? I have nothing to live for. No one believes in me. Just those thoughts of inadequacy. I'm here to tell you that someone somewhere is waiting to cross paths with you. That no words are left unheard. Your words are not left unheard. I have cried those same words. My heart has screamed those words. The very same words that have haunted and crippled my soul are the same ones that are haunting and crippling yours. So I'm here to encourage you and to remind you that there is a reason that we are here, that you are here still listening. Still, you've decided to sit here and listen, knowing that the person on the other side of this microphone has heard you. And I have heard you. And I mean that. I have heard you. I have seen the tears. I have heard the empty promises. And I'm here to tell you that sometimes the only way out is the way in. I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Once again, this is Delori Gomes, and this is The Vision Inside.